Hey guys, so as promised, I'm going to show my Neil Young collection. I've been collecting his records for about 10 years. I've really strived to try and get them all. Uh, right now I am missing a few. I am considering just purchasing the last few that I need and just being done with it, but I haven't yet. Maybe by the time I get to that part of the video, I'll get them. Um, so I just wanted to say what Neil Young means to me. I mean, he's by far my favorite musician of all time. I probably discovered him when I was about 15, and I've been a fan ever since. Really, I've followed his career. I bought every album that he's put out. I've seen him on tour 16 times. For me, he's just the greatest songwriter to me. I mean, some people will say Dylan, and Dylan's great. I mean, Dylan, you could say he's probably on a whole nother level, way more poetic. But for me, I don't know. Neil speaks to me more. I mean, the guy's just got so much soul, so much passion in his music, and it really shows through. And if you follow him, and you're familiar with his music, you know that the guy means it. I mean, he's not putting on some shtick. He's not trying to put forth some image that isn't real. I mean, this when he says he's not going to sell his songs to commercials to make money, he means it. I mean, for him, the art is the main thing. The muse, following the muse is the boss. I mean, he's blown relationships, with band members. He's put everything aside for the music. He's sacrificed a lot, and I gotta say, if you're not familiar with his stuff and you're a fan of music, I mean, not even just rock and roll, just music, he's definitely worth checking out. And he's got so many albums that if you buy an album and you listen to it and you're not into it, don't give up there. Definitely check out some other stuff because every album sounds different. He's really strived to stay relevant, and he does that by changing. He constantly looks for different ways of doing things, different sounds, different bands. The guy's played with just about everybody. I mean, and he's got such a vast catalog that, I mean, you could get lost trying to discover his music. I mean, yeah, he's got some greatest hits, but his albums, I mean, he says each album is like a painting on the wall. It was where he was at that time. People may not like certain albums, but he looks at them all the same, he says. But yeah, I mean, I got into him, like I said, when I was 15. Um, he was, he came around on tour, and I saw him live in Boston, and I had lawn seats. And he just came out with Crazy Horse and played these songs, and he didn't really say a word to the crowd. Maybe thank you, but that was it. And I thought, wow, what a great show! I loved it. I mean, really. And I heard he was coming around again, actually to my state, and I went, got up early, stood in line for tickets, and got pretty decent seats. And after that show, I mean, I was convinced I had just seen a lunatic. I mean, the volume, the feedback, just the energy, and how he just threw himself into the songs. I mean, for a guy in his 50s then, I mean, he blew my mind. I mean, literally, I thought he was a madman, and I was just thoroughly impressed. And I think that really just cemented it for me. I mean, it was just a great show. Since then, I've seen him I've seen him with Crazy Horse a lot. I've seen him on the Greendale tour 4 times. I've seen him with Crosby, Stills and Nash 3 times. I've seen him with his electric band, I think 3 times. I've seen him on a Farm Aid. I've seen him solo electric more recently on the Twisted Road tour. And anytime he comes around, I'm definitely there. I mean, he's played at a venue which is 5 minutes from my house a few times, and that's been great. And I mean, there's no way that Neil's going to be playing in my area and I'm not going to be there. But yeah, So let me get started. I figure I'll start with the Buffalo Springfield. This is their first album, Buffalo Springfield. Great album. They say that their albums weren't really representative of what they really sound like, what their live sound was. But I've always liked their albums. Great songs. Not just Neil's songs either. I mean, Stephen Still's songs were great. They're just awesome band. I mean, this album here, for what it's worth. Nowadays, Clancy Can't Even Sing. Flying on the Ground Is Wrong. Out of My Mind. Go and Say Goodbye. I mean, every song on here is good, I think. So, there's their first album. I'm pretty sure this is an original. I'm not positive, but still a good copy. And then they came out with Buffalo Springfield again. Again, I think this is an original too. Good copy. This is probably, I think, their best, in my opinion. Mr. Soul's on there, Expecting to Fly, Bluebird, Rock and Roll Woman, Broken Arrow. Good stuff. I mean, check it out. Buffalo Springfield again. And then they put out Last Time Around, which is their last album. Not my favorite one, but still an awesome album. They say this is more like a solo album. Each member did their own songs, and I guess you could kind of hear that. But, I mean, this has On the Way Home, Kind Woman, In the Hour of Not Quite Rain. But, yeah, good stuff. Check it out. And then they put out Retrospective, which is a good place to start with the Springfield. I mean, it has all their hits, For What It's Worth, Mr. Soul, Bluebird, Expecting to Fly, Clancy. Good stuff. Check it out. And I have their collection. I guess it's just called the Buffalo Springfield. This has everything the Retrospective has and has more. It's a 2-disc album. Definitely, this is a beautiful copy. It's a promotional copy, if you can see there, but good copy. Definitely a great album. And then Neil went solo and put out Neil Young, his first album. A lot of people say that they're not crazy about this album just because it's so different from what came afterwards, but I think this is a great album. I mean, you got The Loner, The Old Laughing Lady, Here We Are in the Years, I've Been Waiting for You, Last Trip to Tulsa. This is the only copy I have of his first album besides the reissue that they just put out more recently. But not the greatest copy, but still good stuff. And then he met up with a band called the Rockets and kind of stole a few members from them and renamed them Crazy Horse and put out Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, which is just quintessential Neil. I mean, I have 2 copies of this. I mean, Cinnamon Girl, Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere, Round and Round, Down by the River, Cowgirl in the Sand. I mean, every song on here is great, I think. Again, a good place to start with Neil. Check it out. I mean, if you haven't heard of this album, buy it. Trust me. Good stuff. Check the time. Alright. Just got started, but I'm going to have to continue this in video 2. Got a lot more to go. I guess I'm going to have to speed it up. So, thanks guys.